Hi everybody, I am Melissa Bondi and this is Experience CTN. We are going to learn more about CTN's volunteers and producers who have supported community media over the past years. Today I'm here with Officer Tom Kooy of the Ann Arbor Police Department. Welcome, Tom.
Absolutely, thanks, Melissa.
Yes, so wonderful interview we've got planned for today.
Yeah.
So we've worked together here at CTN and currently, in the past and currently, but basically let's get to know about you a little bit.
Okay.
And about the relationship you have with the Ann Arbor Shield, the police department and CTN, and how all of that works. So tell me about how the Shield got started here at CTN.
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot. I mean, I remember the first episode we did was on senior fraud, and that vividly sticks in my head.
Yep.
Because at break, while filming it, I went to take a cup of water, and it was shaking so bad that. So yeah, we started that 2.5 years ago. I honestly don't recall how the first episode, if you guys approached me, or I don't think I approached you, but anyhow. So we did that first one, and if you ever see it, it's pretty atrocious with regard to the performance and everything. But nevertheless, I saw a potential to reach people with maybe setting the record straight with regard to law enforcement, because as everybody knows, the last 5 years especially have been really hard on our profession. So I saw an opportunity to, I guess, just try to be as transparent as I can with what we do and what we don't do, and we cover a lot of other topics, but for me, it's just trying to present the transparency of the subject.
Well, I have to say, you've done a fantastic job with it.
Oh,
we are 18 shows in.
Wow.
Since you've started this, taken over. I guess before I started here, I think there was a police show done in the past, but not since I had been here.
Right.
So I think it's fantastic what you've started up again and kind of taken it to the next level.
I appreciate that.
Because we've had 18 shows with 18 different topics. So that's pretty impressive.
Gotcha.
And I mean, if that doesn't show transparency, and the fact that you are out there and you're asking for feedback from the public is amazing too, because that's what you want. That's
Right,
what you're
absolutely.
asking, and you want that engagement. That's the whole point.
Absolutely. And let me throw this out here real quick. I've always been very, very sensitive with regard to this show in crediting road patrol. That is, the men and women that go out every day, answer your calls for service, deal with everything that calls demand, because that is not an easy task to do day in, day out, year after year, and they get very little thanks for what they do. And then when I come along or somebody else comes along, in a community engagement position, we're all that in a bag of chips, because we can be smiley and all that other stuff. So I just I want to make sure that those men and women get recognized, because they really are the heart and soul of any department or sheriff's office or so forth. So.
Yes. Have we had them on? Are we focused on that yet?
I think the closest we've had is probably the Canine Show. Remember, we had 3 or 4 different agencies represented, and I appreciated everybody being on. But trying to get a cop on this show has not been an easy task. Right. And to be quite honest and frank about it, they have a reason to be skeptical, if you will, of how they're going to be portrayed with regard to the media and so forth. So I get it.
I can see that, absolutely. Yeah. So how has it been sitting in this chair as the host? What has it done for your ego? Like, do you see yourself in the future?
I honestly don't. My wife is on Facebook. I am not, and she is always encouraging people to watch the show. And on one hand, I'm very, I'm happy that she does that. On the other hand, it's like, honey, this isn't national or even statewide. You know what I mean? It's just. But on a very serious note, every time I do a show, I really try to find a topic that I think people would want to know more about, but even more important is whatever subject we we carry or cover, I want to be real, transparent. I know I keep saying that, but genuine. You know what I mean? Because they're the antithesis of that out there in the media is just the opposite. You know, you don't know what to believe anymore. So, like it, don't like it. I just try to be real with what we cover.
Okay. Well, the reason I ask that is because I know from experience it takes a special type of person to be able to host a TV show.
Oh,
There's not everyone can do it. You can try it.
okay.
Doesn't
okay.
mean you'll be good.
Okay.
But I can genuinely say that you're a good host.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So you're good at what you do.
All right, let them know you're not being compensated in any way for. No, I'm just kidding.
Not at all.
All right, sorry.
Not at all. I'm just being honest.
I appreciate
Just
that.
being honest.
I appreciate that.
Where do you see the show and the relationship with the police department and CTN going in the future?
Yeah. So I retire at the end of this year, as you know. So somebody else will be stepping up and taking over. And the most, I would want to do, I guess, is try to keep the vision alive of being real and transparent with regard to whatever topic. But where they take it, I don't know. That's entirely their call. You know what I mean? So obviously, when I first started airing this, the department, was scrutinizing it very heavily, which I understand.
Sure, yeah.
But at this point, I guess they trust me enough to give me a little leeway and understand that what I'm trying to accomplish, be it ever so small. So that's it.
Well, okay. So where are you headed? Is it the Caribbean?
Yeah,
is it
no.
overseas? What are we doing for retirement?
That's been a real stressor over the last 3 or 6 months because initially I'm like, okay, I got to get my resume together, and I guess going to grad school is worth something, even though I'm still paying the bills of that, and so forth and so on. But to make a long story short, after conferring with my mentors in my life, I think it would really behoove me to take probably 6 months and just take a step back from everything and get some healing. Because police work, it demands something of you. I know somebody who's laying, for instance, shingles on a roof would say, give me a break. But it does. It demands something of your heart, your mind, your soul. So, yeah, just get a little healing probably. Yeah.
So how many years has it been that you have been?
Total in law enforcement is 28 and then 25 here. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it, do you feel like it's going to be a game changer? Like your life is going to be, I mean, everyone feels differently about retirement.
Sure. Well, as I indicated, I mean, there is a part of me that certainly is ready to turn it over to the new centurions, I would like to say. On the other side of the coin, there will be aspects of the job that I will see. In other words, when I'm out and about as a civilian, whether it's 2 police cars meeting in a parking lot or maybe seeing a car flying up and backing up another officer, that will always resonate with me, and I will really miss, because there's something to be said for that brotherhood, sisterhood kind of thing.
Absolutely. Okay. What do you think you'll miss about the Ann Arbor Shield and working with CTN? And 2.5 years into this show, so this is a significant amount of time that you've been here and met with our staff and got to know us. What do you? And two questions. What do you think you'll miss, and what do you think, or what you hope, will continue?
Yeah. What I will miss is certainly getting to know the staff here at CTN, because you have a lot of people that are really dedicated to what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed, it's like with anything else, when you initially meet somebody as an officer, they have this kind of, what's this all about? And they're going through these old tapes in their head about what a cop is or isn't. And then, be it good or bad, I think I usually disprove most of their negative stereotypes. So that's been fun. It's been fun to get to know them as people, and from what I've observed, for them to see some of the topics we cover, who I am, and some of the guests. What was the second question? Completely gone. What is it?
Yeah, no, as far as what do you hope that the show continues on and continues doing? I mean, is there any topics maybe you will not get to over the next course of the remainder of the year?
I don't know if it's any topic necessarily, because I think that will probably change with the times, our culture and so forth. But
Yeah.
I would hope at the end, or that, whoever takes it over would strive to hear what I have heard on occasion from either people on the street or even, in-house here, and that is, hey, before I saw this show, I thought this about law enforcement or whatever, but you've kind of made me think twice, and maybe I'll re-examine some of that. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's just portraying life and law enforcement as it truly is, and not what others would have you believe it is. You know what I mean? So.
Right, and I know some of the topics that you've covered, you've asked myself and others for ideas as civilians. What are
Absolutely.
some things that we want to know about that you've been doing, who've been, been
Sure.
doing this for 28 years?
Yeah.
I like the fact that when I bring a topic or sort of say, well, let's talk about this or that, and you're like, really? People want to know about that? And I'm telling you from the masses on the other side, yes,
Right.
we do.
Sure, sure.
And I find that just kind of fascinating that
Yeah. Well, you came
maybe
up.
the traffic things that
Yeah,
you were
right.
like, really? People want to talk about that?
Right.
It's
No,
funny.
I mean, obviously, with all the questions you got with regard to traffic, which is our next segment,
Right,
people are genuinely interested in that.
right.
But for me, when you say traffic enforcement, I look at our manual, our state manual
Right.
laws about that thick, and it doesn't strike me as fascinating whatsoever. But then I try to recall riding with my brother, who was an officer for Kalamazoo at the time. The first 3 or 4 times, I thought every traffic stop was a total high, and every,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I get it, I guess. But,
Right. Well, okay, is there anything else you want to mention before we close up as far
no,
as?
but other than, you know what, I have found, my relationship with CTN as a whole, and certainly everybody that works here, absolutely educational from my standpoint. And I really appreciate your patience over the years and everybody's attitudes, and it's been very, very, very good for me. So I appreciate it.
Thank you. You know what, before we close out though, let's show our viewers a quick clip
Okay.
of the A2 Shield so
Sure.
they know what they can watch.
Absolutely.
And what they'll get.
Got it. Hi folks, Tom Kooy with yet another episode of Ann Arbor Shield. Today on the show, we have a real treat, and I really appreciate these guys being here. We have Jonathan Kerrigan to my right.
And there we have it. Ann Arbor Shield.
We've come a long way, haven't we?
Episode, yes, episode,
A lot of work on that one.
that was 17, soon to be 18 airing.
Wow.
Yes. So again, thank you for everything that you do. I think you do,
Thank
like
you.
I said, fantastic job. Folks can see that on our website, Video on Demand, CTN Ann Arbor, and they can see every episode in order
Outstanding.
at their leisure. So
Outstanding.
thank you again, Tom, for all that you
Thanks
do.
for having me, and thank you again for giving Ann Arbor Police Department an opportunity to do the show with you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, thank you for watching CTN, Experience CTN. In the meantime, why not come in and experience CTN for yourself? You can email us at ctn@a2gov.org for more information. To watch other CTN programs, visit us at a2gov.org/CTN, watch CTN, and follow us on Twitter and Facebook at CTN Ann Arbor. I want to thank our crew, Matthew Drake, Steve Mackey, Gage Shaughnessy, Rob Cross, and Alicia May. And I'm your host, Melissa Bondi. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.